very interesting company which is just launching their IPO. We have Suresh Sethi, MD and CEO of Protean E-Government Tech. Now, this is a company which was very instrumental. This is a company which actually does a lot of infrastructure for the government and was also instrumental in projects such as Aadhaar. Mr. Sethi, thank you very much for joining us, sir. I was really looking forward to our discussion because not every day we have companies such as yours on the channel. The uniqueness of your business model. Now that you're out there, some of your large shareholders are offloading stake, about 1,000 crore worth of stake would be coming into the market, 500 crore worth. I want to understand the business model. The idea is not to have any forward looking, but idea is to understand the business model and the potential for our viewers. Mr. Sethi, can you hear me?
Sure. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Okay. So, no, thank you for having me here. In order, to talk about the business model of the company, we'd like to share that, Protean eGov Technologies Limited has been closely working with the government for the last 28 years in building digital public infrastructure. We have conceptualized, designed, developed various projects at a national scale, at a population scale, and this company has been instrumental in 3 specific areas where it has built large digital interventions in the space of taxation, in the space of pension, and under ID services. We are the company which started by getting the mandate for the modernization of the tax services, as a result of which came in the tax information network. And we've also been issuing the national tax ID, the PAN card, for the last 20 years, with which we have touched and impacted, all citizens in the country. And today, our taxation services is one of our dominant lines of business. And over here, on a cumulative basis in terms of PAN issuance, we have issued almost 66% of the cumulative PANs issued till date. And we also host the national PAN database, on which a lot of the BFSI sector, the fintechs, today provide various services related to online PAN validation. The other line of business for us clearly has been in the space of pension services. We were mandated to become the first central record keeping agency by the pension regulator to host the national pension scheme. And subsequently, the Atal Pension Yojana, the flagship scheme of the Government of India for the economically weaker sections of the society, is also now hosted on the same central record keeping platform. We are in fact today one of the largest central record keeping agencies. We have a 98% market share under National Pension Scheme and 100% market share under Atal Pension Yojana. The third key pillar for us is on the identity stack, where we provide services related to authentication, related to KYC, and these services we provide to the entire BFSI sector, to fintechs, which are in turn building digital processes for end-to-end digital onboarding or digital lending. And this is again a key vertical for us. We are also uniquely poised as one of the only companies which provide all 4 facets of identity services, which includes eKYC, e-sign, e-authentication, and online PAN validation, which makes us pretty unique in the market. Therefore, Protean, as you see, while it has these 3 large businesses, has over a period of time contributed to 19 national level e-governance stacks, working with the government over the last 28 years across multiple sectors of the economy, ranging from education to finance to telecom. And these have been key interventions at a population scale.
If I could please pardon my naivety, sir, you just rebranded your company as a Protean. What was the rationale behind coming up with this name? Does it stand for something?
Sure. No, thank you. That's a very good question, and also in a way gives me the segue to also talk about how we are expanding and building the new lines of business. So clearly, our intent to convert our name from, or rebrand ourselves from from NSDL E-Governance Infrastructure Limited to Protean eGov Technologies Limited was fueled by the purpose that we were expanding. We were looking at new markets. We were looking at a pivot on our side to get into new products and services. And at the same time, we were looking at also taking our e-governance stacks global. So with this in mind, the company was going to address new markets, new geographies. It was felt imperative that the company starts, sort of having an identity which aligns with its agility, with its ability to work in a fast-paced digital ecosystem. And at that point of time, we wanted to then rebrand the company to represent ourselves as an agile organization. Protean, as you know, means multifaceted, agile, and this gave us the ability to put that nomenclature as the name of the company. Also, the fact that we had moved out of the depository business, which was where we started our journey, and therefore NSDL was in a way not being truly representative of the lines of businesses we are in. As an organization, again, to say how are we expanding and getting into new lines of area, to just give a quick highlight on that. So while we have 3 large businesses which are the cornerstone of our business model today, we are expanding into new areas. Our first area of expansion is in the space of open digital ecosystems. This is largely leveraging on the underpinnings of the government policy framework, where the government is looking at national open digital ecosystems being created in multiple sectors. We are today having interventions and ODEs which are supported by the company at an infrastructure level in the space of digital commerce, mobility, health, agriculture, and education, which takes us from our strong points of the BFSI sector but gets into multiple sectors for us. Similarly, on the ID services side, we are looking at a vertical integration, which is our second business foray, to build a complete digital onboarding and data allied services business, where we are also going to be leveraging our account aggregator license, which we received from the Reserve Bank of India. And third, we are looking at building a business on cloud services and InfoSec consulting. So we moved from a 3 vertical to a 6 vertical business. And as I mentioned earlier, the intent also is to take this entire unique combination of DPIs to global markets, especially to developing countries which are at a similar stage where maybe India was a decade ago.
All right, Mr. Sethi, thank you very much for your time. We'll come back to you very soon. Now we'll be interacting that you'll be a listed company. Great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time today.